Hi, hello, welcome back. Welcome if this is your first time. My name is Rebecca. I am an artist and I use this channel to express myself creatively through makeup. For this episode, which is what? It's not an episode. This video, I'm going to be doing 3 looks with the Breakfast in Bed palette by Beauty Bakerie. Don't judge, it is well loved. That is why it looks like this. It is a 9-pan palette. It is a very moody, sultry, muted, neutral. I want to call it a neutral palette. This to me is a neutral palette. It's a warm neutral. Warm, grungy, neutral. How about that? I'm going to do 3 very different looks. This is going to be the last look, so watch the whole video to get to this one and see what the first 2 are. Beauty Bakerie is a woman-owned, black-owned makeup brand. They are absolutely amazing. The concept is so cute. Everything is bakery themed. This is one of 4 of their palettes. I have another one that I will be doing 3 looks like the video I'm doing today, but this is the first one of this Black History Month, Black woman-owned makeup company series. I'm so happy to be doing this because they deserve everything. Black women do not get the recognition they deserve. They work just as hard, if not harder, than white women, but have it harder in life, in everything. I am not just supporting women-owned, black-owned brands this month. I'm highlighting the ones that I've used, the ones that I love this month, but I use these palettes and products all the time. And so should you. You should be supporting black-owned, women-owned businesses, not just because they're black-owned or women-owned, but because they're really, really good. So I'm featuring my favorite women-owned, black-owned businesses. And this first one is Beauty Bakerie. Okay, enough talking. Let's go to the first look. You've heard of breakfast for dinner, right? Well, we're gonna take this to a whole new level with breakfast for dinner in bed, because we're doing breakfast in bed. For this first look, I'm gonna do something smoky and warm smoky. I'm gonna start with messy hair all over the eyelid and the crease. If you did not already know, Beauty Bakerie is now available in Target. I don't know if you can purchase Beauty Bakerie online through the Target website, but you can definitely purchase Beauty Bakerie on Beauty Bakerie's website. So I am just adding more of this messy hair to deepen it up really, really nicely. Although even just with 1 or 2 swipes, you get a lot of pigment. But I want to go pretty dark with this. So I'm going in for a 3rd swipe. And now I'm going to put that same color messy hair on the lower lash line all the way in. Now I'm going to take Boo with a View, which is that nice satiny, sparkly color, just here in the outer V. And I'm gonna bring that on the lid just to about a 1/3 of the outer part. I do want some dimension, so I'm gonna pack on more of this color. And I am just bringing in the Boo with a View in the crease just a little bit, maybe to about half. In the crease a little bit further than the lid. A 1/3 on the lid, half on the crease. With a clean brush, I'm just going to do windshield wiper motions in just the crease above my eyeball in the socket to blend Boo with a View and messy hair. And now above those colors, I'm going to blend those up into the brow with forehead kisses. And I'm going to do the same thing underneath with forehead kisses. Just blend out messy hair. Before I did that, I should have added some of this Boo and a View to the lower lash line, which I'm going to do now. Just on that outer 1/3, just to deepen it up. Oh, this is going to match my boyfriend's sweater, so that's nice. Now it is time for shimmer. All right, we're going to do a little bit of an ombre. I'm going to use Pajamas with my finger. I'm going to put Pajamas, which is that red shimmer, right smack in the middle of my lid. I went a little soft just to see how that would look on the eye at first application, but now I'm going to deepen it up. I'm going to go a little harder on it. And I'm pulling that color across Boo with a View. Is it with, no, sorry, Boo and a View, so that that shimmer is over that redder brown and that charcoal color. So there's a little bit of gradient. Start in the middle and then pull out and then across the front. This really wasn't supposed to be a Valentine's Day tutorial. This was supposed to just be a highlight of one of the black-owned makeup companies I absolutely love, but this is a Valentine's Day look. 2 for 1. More shimmer. Okay, I think we're even on the shimmer. So now in that first third of the inner part of the lid, I'm going to put in, what was it? I already forgot. Oh, those look exactly the same. I'm swatching these shimmers on my hand, and I just swatched out Fresh Face and Cuddle Cakes, and I cannot tell the difference between them. We'll just do Cuddle Cakes. So anyway, yeah, we're doing Cuddle Cakes on that first inner third of the lid. They scared the shit out of me just now. Now I'm doing French doors on the inner corners. Sorry, just for an inner corner highlight. So that's it for the shadows. Pretty easy look. God, those dogs. I'm going to finish my eyes and put highlighter on, and then I'll be back to show you the finished look for this first look using Breakfast in Bed. Okay, I'm back with the final look of this first look of Breakfast in Bed by Beauty Bakerie. It is just a nice, warm, shimmery, smoky eye. Very simple, very quick, not a really big look, just nice and smoky, sultry. I like it. Let's do the next look. Well, that's funny. I realized I forgot to do my lips, which is always the last thing that I do, and I always forget to even mention it. So lips, and then we're done with this first look. That is so funny. I was about to wrap it up and call it a day. I just forgot my lips, but I knew I wanted to do a nude, neutral look anyway, so I just threw on a couple nude colors and some gloss, and that's it. So now we're done with this final look of this first look. Now we're on to the next one, look 2. Well, what do you know, it's morning again. Another day, another look. Although today I'll probably do 2 looks, the last 2 looks of the Breakfast in Bed by Beauty Bakerie. So since it is daytime, I'm gonna do a lighter look, and if you can't tell by the blush on my face, we're gonna do a lighter, pinker, just more ethereal look today. For this look, I'm going to mostly use really fluffy blender brushes because I do not want a whole lot of pigment. I'm starting with Yawning, and I'm going to put that right in the crease. Packing most of the color on the outer half of the crease and then just pulling that in. This shadow is only going to be for literal shadow purposes. I just want to add shadow to the crease. It's not meant to be like super colorful, it's just to add shadow. I am just barely tapping into these colors because I do not want a whole lot of pigment, just a hint of depth to the crease. I guess this is gonna be kind of more like a glow from within kind of look. You know, that trend that's going on right now. I'm adding forehead kisses just to blend this color up into the brow, diffuse that shadow a little bit so it stays more in the crease. Oh, for heaven's sake! So it just looks like my eye is a little more deeply set. Just to deepen up the V a tiny, tiny bit, I'm gonna add Lazy Baby. These shadows can be very, very pigmented. They build really, really well. So you don't need to start off with a whole lot. You can start off with just a little bit for a lighter look and build for a deeper look, which is nice. It's nice to have buildable shadows. And these shadows blend very well. I'm having that window thing again. It's just shining on this side of my face. I will have to do something about the lighting situation in the morning. I said in another video that I really only do makeup at night because that's when I am most inspired and motivated. I've already built up all this energy throughout the day. I don't usually start the day very energized, so it takes time for me to get there. And so by the time I do my makeup, it's dark outside. But I really like daylight, and I like doing my makeup during the day. I just don't do it very often. So I'll have to figure out where to put the camera during daylight hours and where to put the camera during PM hours. Now we're gonna pop on those shimmers. I like doing swatches on my hand before I put anything on my eye. Just kind of to get a story going for my face. I'm gonna pop on Fresh Face on the lid and French doors in the inner corner. And before I forget, because I have been forgetting recently, I'm gonna put glitter glue on my lid to make the shimmer pop even more. I just recently started using glitter glue for shimmers thanks to Butte Bean. And then after that, I saw a bunch of other people use glitter glue for shimmers. Didn't know it was a thing, but it is. I thought glitter glue was just for glitter. But glitter glue is super duper sticky. And so when you pop shimmers on there, especially with your finger, it just stays. See what I mean? Let me do the other eye, you'll see that better. I should have done a comparison with an eye that does not have glitter glue on it versus an eye that does. But you know what shimmer looks like. If you don't use glitter glue, you are familiar with how shimmers look on your eyes. But it just makes it look wet. Glitter glue definitely helps make that shimmer really, really, really shine. I mean, bling, good grief. Blinded by the light. I'm tempted to put the shimmer underneath too, I don't know. Okay. Blinded by the light, wrapped up like a deep shadow, really the words. I'm just gonna pop a little of Lazy Baby on the lower lash line. Just a little bit. Not all the way in, just to the inner part of the iris. Yeah, I don't know if I want to put shimmer underneath the eye. Can't wait to see what this look looks like with my eyebrows done because I forgot to do them first. All right, French doors in the inner corners and right on the inner part of the lid. That gives a really nice dimension. I like it. This is the most simple look I'm going to do. This is, to me, a no makeup look, really, because I use really bold, dark, bright, grungy colors. I would actually describe this as a grungier neutral palette, a grungy warm neutral palette. There is such I don't want to say lack of color, but it is definitely a muted, warm, mauve-y tone palette, which is not typically what I go for, but I wanted to showcase this palette because number one, I have it and I want to get use out of it. I feel like if you have makeup, you should use it. There's no sense in having makeup if you're not going to use it. If you have makeup and you don't like it, regift it. Don't just let it sit on your shelf. Not in this time, not during a pandemic when we don't have money to spend on hardly anything. Don't let this makeup go to waste. If you don't like it, give it to somebody else. Even though I am not a light, muted, neutral type person, I want to use this palette because I like to do things out of my not so much comfort zone, but preference. This is definitely a lot more toned down than what I typically wear. For you, it might be super vibrant. For me, it's very, very, very toned down, but it's neutral and there's a pop of shimmer. So I guess also a glow from within kind of look. We're doing that, we're doing it. So that is it for the shadows I'm using for this look. I'm going to finish up the eyes, put some mascara on, definitely do my brows because I cannot believe I forgot to do that first, and then I'll come back for the finished look. Okay, this is the final look for this second look, and I did not forget my lips this time. I just forgot my brows to start, so I'm always gonna forget something, I guess. We'll see what I forget in the third look. But this is it. This is the end of the second look. You can just pop on some lashes and turn this into a glam look. I chose the red lipstick because I really like a nice bold lip with a nice light eye. So if you want to tone that down for more of that glow from within natural look, you can use a lighter lip. But this is what I wanted to do today, and so I did. Oh my God, if I forget one more thing, I forgot highlighter. Be right back. And now I'm done. I should have known I was going to forget something, but I had to put on highlighter because highlighter is an absolute necessity for me. I have to glow. I have to glow. Now we're on to the third look. And now it's nighttime again, but I have my normal lighting. We're doing look 3, the last look for Breakfast in Bed by Beauty Bakerie. This is a very warm palette, but I want to do a cool look. I want to do a cool, dark halo eye. So I'm going to start by packing on the color. I'm using Lazy Baby and Beau and View. I think I'm really just going to use 4 shades. Lazy Baby, Beau and View, French Doors, and Cuddle Cakes. Just going to go on the outer parts of the eyeball. Right now, I'm just packing on color. I'm not trying to blend, I'm just packing. And I'm trying to create my line. And I am going above the crease because I want this halo eye to go from above my crease to below my lower lash line. So if you have a hooded eye, this will be a little more challenging. Like, I have a hooded eye, so watch me. I am going to make my eyes just relax themselves, which is hard to do when you're putting on makeup, and see where my crease is. So my eyelid is hanging over itself. So I am going to make sure to get that color above that hood. Okay, so put that color above the hood like that. And then you can do that and fill in that line. There are all kinds of tips and tricks for hooded eyes. See what I mean? Do you see what I mean by the hooded eye and going above the crease? Okay, now I'm going to use Boot and a View, that satin color with the sparkles, on the outer V and right inside. Not on the inner corner, but right on that inner eye right here. I like it. I like it so far. Man, I used to really not like halo eyes. It definitely takes practice. They're so pretty. I love seeing them on other people, but when I tried to do them myself the first few times, it was just an absolute fucking disaster. Terrible. I'm getting better, and I think the reason why is that I'm getting a little bit braver with how my eye looks during the process. I think I just chickened out while I was doing it the first few times because it looks crazy. I mean, look at me. I look a little bit insane. But so does everybody when they are starting to do the process. It looks a little bonkers. It always turns out great. You just have to keep with it. I'm gonna close the gap a little bit up above the eyelid on the hood. I'm gonna blend these two together just slightly. I wanna have the halo go all the way up, but I want it to reduce intensity as it gets up. Now for the lower lash line, I'm gonna try to mirror that effect. And don't be afraid to go too, oh Santa, don't be afraid to go too low under your lash line or too far inward. You will be very impressed with the looks that you create when you venture outside of the lower lash line and the inner corner. Certain looks take getting used to for sure, but give it some time. You'll get used to it, you'll get better at what you're doing, and you're gonna have a baller weird look that everyone's gonna wonder, how did she figure that out? What a weird concept. And you're gonna be like, you know what? It's because I thought outside the box, outside of my comfort zone. And what better time than now? Seriously, it is still the pandemic. We are not going anywhere. So do these weird looks. They're not really weird. They're just weird to those of us who aren't used to it. It just takes time. When you do venture in to your inner corner, you have to be mindful of the shapes that your eye and nose create as they're connecting. It's not gonna be this smooth eyelid, this nice round smooth eyelid. The shape's gonna be weird and it's gonna be different for everybody. Either somebody farted or pooped. Did somebody poop? Oh my God. It was poop. It was poop. It was poop. Those of you who are regulars will know who Santa is. I don't know if you know what he looks like, but Santa is my senior. He's my geriatric boy. As he's gotten older, he just does what the fuck he wants. Doesn't wait for anything at all. This motherfucker. Anyway, what I'm doing now is softening up this edge, blending it out, lightening it up with Lazy Baby. As I was saying, with getting brave and venturing under the lash line and into the inner corner, same goes for the outer corner. You've got a lot of playroom with your face. Use it. We should have really saved YOLO for 2020. I feel like that kind of got out of our vocabulary, but seriously, yo fucking low. There is a gap here, as you can see, but that is where the shimmer is gonna go, part of the halo. And since I'm talking so much, I'm only gonna do this one eye, and when I'm done with it, I'll skip forward to when my face is done. Sorry, just a little chatty Cathy tonight. So it looks like I have a weird bruise on my eye. That is how this look is going to be until you finish it, I promise. And then it'll turn out to be just fine. So what I'm doing now is applying the shimmer, and the shimmer I'm using is Cuddle Cakes, in the middle of the lid. And I want it to be less intense on the hood. So I'm using most of the shimmer on the lid, on the eyelid, the lower part of the eyelid. And whatever is left over, I'm just going to pull up onto the hood. There's got to be a name for that. It's not the hood. It's just what I'm calling it. And I am packing this on. I'm putting as much shimmer on as I can. I want it to look like a wet line just going right down my eye. With a finger that doesn't have anything on it, I'm just pulling in to the shimmer. I'm just going back and forth with the shimmery finger and the non-shimmery finger to do a little bit of blending, but just a little, because I want the outer parts to remain really, really dark. Now for the lower lash line. For this, it's easiest if you look up. Tilt your head down, look up. Because if you do this, you have all those lines under your eye and you're not gonna have a flat surface. So head down, look up. And if you happen to be really displeased with what you do, you can always cover up whatever you need to with concealer or foundation. So no worries there. I would like to have that inner part even brighter, lighter, and shimmerier. So I'm using French doors, which I was only gonna use in the inner corner. I'm gonna put it right in the middle of that shimmer, the cuddle cakes. Yes. So there's gonna be an ombre of the shimmers and an ombre of those dark colors. I mean, I understand it still looks like a hot mess, but it will. It will until I'm done. If you watch makeup videos, you're gonna hear every single person say, trust the process. Seriously, trust it. Okay, so I'm going to correct a little bit here. I'm gonna put the tiniest dot here because I don't wanna completely cover everything up and I don't wanna change the color of what's going on my face. So I'm just adding that tiny dot to correct my under eye area and buff that out to the edge. I still want to deepen up the inner and outer corners. So I'm using Boot and a View to deepen it up, just in the V. Of course, this look would be fantastic with some lashes, but I am not doing that because I still have yet to ever actually put lashes on my eyes. So today's not that day. It looks better the deeper you go on the outer and inner corners. And now my nose is running. So with this little blender brush again, I'm gonna dip back into Lazy Baby. And since I added the Boo and a View to deepen it up, I'm going to round this out again. Yeah, okay, cool. So I'm done with the shadows, I think. Okay, I'm gonna pop French doors just right on that inner corner. I want to be super careful because I really don't want a whole lot of it. Just a little tiny bit. And that's what we're doing. That's all the shadows I'm using for the eye. I'm going to finish up this eye. I'm gonna put on liner, lashes. No, not doing lashes. It's my subconscious telling me that I want to put on lashes, but I'm still not ready. But I'm gonna put on liner and I'm going to do my mascara. I'm going to do my lips and then I'm gonna come back to show you the final look. I did not forget anything. I remembered everything. I remembered my highlighter and my eyebrows and my lips. I remembered everything. So this is the final look for the third look of the Breakfast in Bed by Beauty Bakerie. I wanted all of the looks to look incredibly different because this palette is very, very similar in tone and color. So I wanted to do a very light look, which was the second look. I wanted to do a very warm look, which was the first look. And I wanted to do a very cool, dark look, which was this last look. I hope that for those of you who are interested in purchasing this from Beauty Bakerie, for those of you who already have this but haven't tried it yet, or maybe have just gotten stumped, maybe you got some inspiration from this. I think that possibilities for palettes, whether it's a quad palette or a 9-pan, 12-pan palette, are endless. Have fun. I hope that you enjoy playing with this palette. Continue purchasing from Beauty Bakerie. They're an amazing company. They are now in Target, which makes it incredibly easily accessible. You can also purchase from them online. Make sure to like them on Facebook, Instagram, all of the accounts, Twitter, whatever, you name it. Just like them everywhere. Support Black-owned businesses. They are absolutely amazing. This is one of them. I'm going to be going over some other palettes in the next few days. I'm going to do another Beauty Bakerie palette that is going to be a challenge for me because it is even more similarly toned in the entire palette than this one is. Keep an eye out for that. And I'm going to also review some other palettes from another amazing Black-owned company. Have a wonderful Black History Month, and it's Black History Month every month. We are just highlighting these brands this month so you can purchase them all year long. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.